The impact of Justin Muturi being fired from the cabinet. What is it? What is the exact impact? What does it mean politically? Justin Muturi being fired. And then this thing of moving Eden Duale to the health docket. Does it mean anything? What is really going on here? Well, on my show today, I will try and break down this news that is indeed still breaking, still developing, that has taken many Kenyans by surprise, though not expecting this. Although that is more than a little surprising, because for weeks now, Kenyans have been predicting that Justin Muturi is going to get fired. While granted, others have been saying Ruto cannot dare fire Justin Muturi. So if that second sentiment is correct, what has changed? Whatever Ruto was fearing in firing Muturi seems to have changed. Isn't that how you'd look at it? Anyway, let us break it down carefully and let us pick up piece by piece, so that we totally understand what is going on here. But then, as is our tradition, as we usually do, let us start this story right at the beginning. So that we will not leave out anything. I, as an analyst, will not leave out anything, any angle. And that at the end of this show, we will all come out being much more less confused, much clearer in what is happening here and what we also expect going forward in the next few days. But very quickly before we proceed, please allow me to acknowledge our sponsors for today's show, which is a quarter-acre Diani, second row from Neptune Hotel. Now, I think we're all aware the South Coast, that's Diani, has opened up tremendously since the completion of the Dongo Kundu project. You see, this project created a freeway to the South Coast. All these years it has been a nightmare getting to the South Coast, because the only way you do that is via the ferry. You would have to cross on the ferry, and sometimes there are too many people wanting to cross. Oil tankards, exports to Tanzania, etc., etc. But now, the South Coast has opened up in a way it has never opened up before in the history of the country. And there are many massive developments going on there. And therefore, this is a hot cake. Diani is the largest by far town in Kwale. If you want to get anything done in Kwale, you rush to Diani. And therefore, there are many, many uses you can apply to this plot if and when you get it. And don't forget, it is the second row from the beach. Perfect. Opens up many, many opportunities. Now you can see the numbers to call on your screens right now. Just get in touch with Mary on 0716 509 465 or 0721 575 852. Talk to her and see if you can make your dream come true. Tuendele. Now the MP for Belgut, Nelson Koech, is a frequent visitor to TV talk shows. Now, at the beginning of February, he predicted that Justin Muturi would get fired. Let me try and reconstruct some of the words he used when he told Kenyans this. He said, when you see somebody going to the mortuary, when you see somebody talking about abductions in a press conference, they are daring the president to fire them. And he has dared the president, and the president will fire him. Okay? Give it 1 or 2 weeks, and Justin Muturi will go home. Okay? I'm sure some of us listening into this caught those particular remarks. That was the beginning of February. And Bwana Koech told us 1 or 2 weeks. He promised us. However, it has been at least 7 weeks. But then finally, Justin Muturi has been fired. Now hold on a minute. What took so long? What has made the president hesitate in firing Justin Muturi? Well, I think the answer is rather obvious. Morema, Mount Kenya politics. It would seem that the executive has decided they are going to do everything in their power to try and mend fences with the mountain. However, politicians on the ground, MPs and leaders from the region are not as enthusiastic as the president is about his forthcoming visit, because he plans a tour of the region starting on the 31st of this month. Politicians from the region, they're just shaking their heads. They're wondering how this is going to happen. Indeed, there's a clip doing the rounds of a meeting Ruto had recently with leaders from the region. And you can read the body language. You can read very clearly the expression on their faces. Actually, if you can put it bluntly, these politicians look scared. They're terrified. And there's another problem. Justin Muturi has been replaced. Yeah, this is Moi's style. This is from Moi's political playbook. Justin Muturi has been replaced by somebody from the same county. In fact, somebody from the very same community Bwana Justin Muturi hails from, the Mbere community. And of course, this is Mbere North legislator, Bwana Geoffrey Ruku. Now, the big problem I see here is that there will have to be something called a by-election in Mbere North constituency. How do you think that one is going? Taking the current mood of the Mount Kenya region, how do you think those by-elections are going to go? Do you think anybody who is supported by Ruto will go anywhere in those by-elections? I think the answer is obvious. That seat imeenda. That seat, that parliamentary seat, it's gone. Which means that is one valuable vote in parliament the president has lost. Hey. And especially now, when our politics is getting so complicated. Why did the president make this blunder? Well, actually, there is another way of looking at it. There are other presidents in the past in Kenya who have been very patient. Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi comes to mind. They are able to be patient, knowing the right time to strike. However, the current president we have, there are some things hawezi kuvumilia. There are some things he cannot take. Because just 2 days ago, the president criticized Justin Muturi's tenure as the AG, and instead he praised the current AG and said she's doing a very good job, much better than Justin Muturi. Of course, the current AG is Dorcas Odor. And guess what? Bwana Muturi responded to the president's remarks and even went ahead to point out at his successes when he was AG. In other words, he publicly challenged the head of state. In my humble opinion, I don't think Ruto angevumilia hiyo. He couldn't take it. And therefore Justin Muturi had to be fired immediately. Of course, the feeling amongst the president's handlers is that all the consequences can be handled going forward. Yeah, ways can be found to solve the problems that will arise out of firing Muturi. That's their thinking. As to whether it will work or not, well, let me just say, let's wait and see. And even more interesting, in my opinion, was moving Eden Duale to the Ministry of Health. What could have been behind that? Well, we know that the SHA thing is not working. The Social Health Authority. There are so many hiccups, so many problems. And therefore, it is easy to imagine that the president wants somebody in that docket who is very close to him and also who understands a lot of secrets, a lot of things which are happening behind the scenes linked to this SHA. Yeah, and therefore such a person may be able to sort out the bottlenecks much quicker and at least ensure that this thing starts working. Now, in case you're wondering what I'm talking about, I believe it is not a secret. There are some private businessmen and entrepreneurs who have been linked to the SHA program. You see, the Ruto regime is corruption on steroids. Instead of having corruption where you do one deal and you make money, we are seeing in Kenya now, for the first time, corruption deals where as soon as a Kenyan makes a payment, somebody somewhere makes money. That's what it seems to be. And therefore there are a lot of secrets, a lot of hidden things about this SHA. And Ruto probably felt it is best to have somebody who not only is close to the president, but somebody who deeply understands some of the secrets, some of the things that are going on in the background. And make no mistake about it, Duale and Ruto are very close. They have been close for years. Okay? So I think that one is neatly explained. Now, we just need to answer the very direct question. What is the impact going to be? Well, the first thing that's going to happen is that the opposition has now gotten yet another jamba. They've gotten yet another major force to fight against the Ruto regime. Justin Muturi is a hero for being fired by Ruto. I can assure you that in the next elections, whenever that will be, he can pick any post he wants. Even if he wants to be governor, pop, he's going to get it. Whatever he wants, he will be given by the voters. Why? Because of the sympathy vote. Why? Because Bwana Justin Muturi is now a hero. That is the way Kenyan politics goes. And I am convinced that Bwana Justin Muturi, in doing all the things he was doing, in standing up to the government, knew very well that at the end of the day, he was going to be fired. And he was prepared for this. And I am convinced he knew that him being fired by Ruto would be a big boost to his political career. And I believe this is one of the other reasons why the president was slow in firing Muturi. He was hesitant to create other monsters within the Mount Kenya region against him. Just the way he created the monster called Rigathi Gachagua. Rigathi Gachagua was a rookie, a nobody politically, until he was impeached. You have now seen how his stature has grown in the region. I believe the same thing is going to happen to Justin Muturi. Therefore, more trouble for Ruto's regime. Much more trouble. Much more pressure also for the Ruto regime. I don't think there's any other way of looking at this very latest development. But of course I'll keep you posted, of new developments linked to this. You can be sure that I'll always keep you up to speed. Now very quickly before I go, this is the absolute last call for my special report, the next president. Now I also realized something else. Out of the other videos that I'm also going to send you, together this one, is one called Abduction Secrets. Hiyo kitu ni moto kuliko pasi ya makaa. Okay? Anyway, when you order this latest special report, which is also highly sensitive, reveals a lot. In fact, this latest development, when you see this special report, you will totally understand. And a lot of other things. When you order this latest special report, I will be able to send you all the other previous special reports, including this abduction one, including the Ogola assassination. Oh yes, that's what it was. And it is interesting. That video was done many months ago, and it has stood the test of time. Anyway, you can see details on your screens right now. For only Kenya shillings 1,999 only, you can have it pop in your inbox. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.